Hey there, fellow taxpayers. It's that time of year again when we all gather our receipts, crunch the numbers, and maybe even shed a tear or two over our tax returns. Let's face it, nobody loves taxes. They're like that one relative who always overstays their welcome at family gatherings. They're right up there with root canals and jury duty. You know, those things we all dread but can't avoid. But here's the thing. Taxes are kinda, sorta, absolutely essential. They might not be fun, but they're crucial for keeping the wheels of society turning. Think of taxes as the dues you pay for being part of a functioning society. It's like a membership fee for civilization. Ancient civilizations, from the Egyptians to the Romans, figured this out ages ago. They knew that without taxes, their grand cities and empires would crumble. They realized that collecting taxes, whether in the form of grain or gold, was how they funded armies, built roads, and kept things from collapsing into utter chaos. Imagine trying to build the pyramids without a tax system. Fast forward to today, and not much has changed. We still rely on taxes to fund the essential services that keep our modern world running smoothly. Taxes are the lifeblood of modern nations, paying for everything from schools and hospitals to defense systems and, well, maybe a few things we'd rather not mention. Think about the roads you drive on, the schools your kids attend, and the hospitals that care for your loved ones. So, while we might grumble about giving a chunk of our hard-earned cash to the government, it's worth remembering that without taxes, things would get a whole lot messier, a lot quicker. Imagine a world without public services, where every road is a toll road and every school is private. Taxes might be a pain, but they're a necessary one. Next time you see that deduction on your paycheck, take a moment to appreciate all the things that money is helping to build and maintain. From the parks where we relax to the emergency services that keep us safe, taxes are the glue that holds our society together. So, let's give a little nod to taxes. They might not be glamorous, but they're the unsung heroes of our everyday lives. After all, civilization comes with a bill, and it's one we all have to pay. Alright, let's talk about the good stuff. You might not realize it, but taxes are the backbone of many things we enjoy and rely on every day. Because believe it or not, taxes actually do a lot of good in the world. They help create and maintain the public spaces where we spend our leisure time, like parks and recreational areas. Remember those roads we mentioned earlier? The ones you drive on to get to work, school, or just about anywhere? Yeah, those are mostly paid for by taxes. Without this funding, our roads would be in terrible shape, full of potholes and unsafe for travel. And it's not just roads. Taxes also fund our public schools and libraries, which are crucial for education and community engagement. Taxes fund a whole bunch of public services that we rely on every single day. From emergency services like fire departments and police to public hospitals that provide essential healthcare. Think about it. Public schools educate our children, some better than others, but that's a different story. They provide the foundation for our future generations. Hospitals and healthcare systems keep us healthy, or at least try to. They offer critical care and medical services that many of us couldn't afford otherwise. Police and fire departments keep us safe most of the time. They respond to emergencies, protect our communities, and ensure public safety. These are just a few examples of how taxes are used to make our lives better. The list goes on, including public transportation, sanitation services, and more. Now, we're not saying that all these services are perfect. There are definitely areas that need improvement, and it's important for us to hold our government accountable. There's always room for improvement, of course, but the point is, without taxes, we wouldn't have these essential services at all. They are the lifeblood of our communities. Imagine a world without these services. Empty streets, closed public facilities, and abandoned buildings. It would be a bleak and challenging existence. It's easy to take them for granted, but imagine life without them. Not so great, right? So next time you grumble about paying taxes, remember all the good they do. They are an investment in our collective well-being and future. Okay, we hear you. Taxes aren't all sunshine and rainbows. There are definitely downsides. For starters, they can be really confusing. Seriously, have you ever tried to actually understand the tax code? It's like trying to decipher ancient hieroglyphics while riding a unicycle on a tightrope. And then there's the issue of fairness. We all know that taxes are supposed to be based on the idea that those who earn more should contribute more. But sometimes it feels like the system isn't quite as fair as it should be. Loopholes, deductions, and all sorts of other shenanigans can make it seem like the wealthy are playing by a different set of rules. And let's not forget about the sheer frustration of having to hand over a big chunk of your hard-earned money to the government. It's never fun, especially if you don't feel like you're getting your money's worth in return. So yeah, taxes can be a real pain in the wallet. But hey, that's life, right? Let's dive a bit deeper into why taxes can be such a headache. For one, the sheer volume of paperwork can be overwhelming. Every year, millions of people find themselves buried under a mountain of forms, receipts, and documents, trying to make sense of it all. And even with the help of tax software, the process can still be incredibly daunting. Many people end up seeking professional help, which can be costly. And let's not forget the anxiety that comes with the fear of making a mistake. A simple error can lead to audits, fines, and even legal trouble. The stakes are high, and the pressure can be immense. On the flip side, there's the occasional silver lining of a tax refund, but even that can be a mixed blessing. While it's nice to get some money back, it often means you've overpaid throughout the year. Adjusting your withholdings can help, but it's another layer of complexity to navigate. And then there's the question of how your tax dollars are being spent. It's easy to feel frustrated when you see wasteful spending or programs you don't agree with. So, while taxes are a necessary part of life, they come with their fair share of downsides. The key is to stay informed, seek help when needed, and try to make the best of a challenging situation. After all, at the end of the day, it's just another part of adulting. And hey, once it's done, you can breathe a sigh of relief and get back to enjoying life. Section 4. High Rollers. Nations living large on taxes. Let's hop on a plane and take a quick trip around the world, shall we? First stop, Scandinavia. These Nordic countries are known for their high taxes. We're talking seriously high, like 40% or more of their income. But here's the kicker. They also have some of the happiest and healthiest citizens in the world. How do they do it? Well, those hefty taxes go towards funding a robust social safety net. Think free healthcare, free education, generous parental leave, and all sorts of other benefits that would make an American gasp in disbelief. Now, whether this model would work everywhere is debatable, but it's hard to argue with the results. Scandinavia shows that high taxes, when used effectively, can create a more equitable and prosperous society for everyone. Section 5. Keeping it low tax. A gamble or a winning strategy. Next stop on our world tour. Tax havens. These are countries or territories that offer super low tax rates, sometimes even zero taxes, to attract foreign businesses and investments. Sounds pretty sweet, right? Well, it can be for some. Countries like the Bahamas, Switzerland, and the Cayman Islands have built entire economies around being tax havens. They attract wealthy individuals and corporations looking to shield their money from higher taxes elsewhere. But there's a downside. Critics argue that tax havens allow corporations and the wealthy to avoid paying their fair share, which can lead to reduced tax revenue for other countries and exacerbate global inequality. It's a complex issue with no easy answers.